Hello and welcome. My name is Frances and I'm an advisor in the College of Engineering. Thanks for joining me today as we discuss the guide to GPA calculation. So I will start today's presentation with a quick rundown on how one calculates GPA. We'll then talk about how to calculate quarterly GPA versus cumulative GPA and where to find those totals once they're recorded. And then we'll move into sort of the hypotheticals. So resources for helping you calculate, what might my GPA be if I get these three classes both quarterly, but then what might that do to my cumulative GPA? Before we dive into this, I just want to remind everyone that advisors are here to assist you with this. So please don't feel like you have to do this on your own. We are available to assist you. At the end of the presentation, I'll go over how to get in contact with us. But this is just meant to be hopefully a helpful assist to you as you sometimes might be in situations where this information might be helpful in your decision making. So I know most of you know how to calculate GPA, but I'm going to start with some basics just to make sure that we all start out on the same page. So here at UCSB, all letter grades have points assigned to them. And this means that the pluses and the minuses have a different value. You can see on the screen the values that have been established. This is all from the general catalog. And this is based on a 1-unit scale. So you can see that an A has a different value from an A minus. You will notice that the A plus has the exact same value as an A. They're both worth 4 points. And you'll notice that there is no F plus or F minus. Okay. So to find the grade points of a class that is more than 1 unit, you would simply take these points on the screen and multiply them by the number of units that the course is to give you your total grade points. So what does that look like? Well, if you were enrolled in a 4-unit class and you earned a grade of A, we could simply look at the chart and know that an A is worth 4 points. It's a 4-unit class, so 4 points times 4 units would be 16 grade points. Now let's say you also had another 4-unit class, but this time you earned a grade of B minus. If we look at the chart, you'll see B minus has a value of 2.7. 2.7 times 4 gives us 10.8 grade points. And then let's say you happen to have a 3-unit class and you earn a C plus. The C plus is worth 2.3. So 2.3 times 3 gives us 6.9 grade points. Now you'll notice for the 4th class on here, which is also a 4-unit class, the student has earned a grade of pass. Well, there are no grade points assigned with a grade of pass. There are no grade points assigned for a grade of not passed. It is simply not calculated in the GPA. So the numbers that are relevant on this page are the 11 letter graded units. And if we add up that 16, 10.8, and 6.9, we will have 33.7 grade points. So what do we do with this information? Well, grade point average is a simple calculation of grade points divided by GPA units. And we call GPA units letter graded units as well. So we use them interchangeably. So in our previous example, we have a 4-unit A, 4-unit B minus, 3-unit C plus, and a 4-unit pass. So we need to add up all the grade points, which we've established are 33.7, and we need the letter graded units, which we've established in this example are 11. Simple calculation, 33.7 divided by 11 gives us a 3.06 GPA. So this simple calculation could work for quarterly GPA. Again, all you need are possible grades and the number of letter graded units. Your quarterly GPA, once reported, is found in gold under the grades tab. So the grades tab's on there. The default view is your current quarter for quarterly GPA, which, as the example on the screen shows, when grades are coming in, it will take a little while for them all to be calculated. But you can see the 4-unit A on the screen does indeed have the 16 units or 16 points and the 4 GPA units. There is a way, if you hit the little drop-down menu on there, instead to find all quarters. And that will allow you to have a more comprehensive record, not just your current quarter. And especially as we're moving into the conversation of cumulative GPA, this becomes more relevant. So you can see I've got 3 quarters worth of work on the screen here. And so each quarter has its own individual information. So the grades, the points, the GPA units. So the quarterly totals and then the cumulative totals. So you can see my first example from summer 19, I boxed in red. Those are the cumulative totals. That's the total points and the GPA units. And if you cast your eyes over to the left, that 169.3 divided by 58 means they have a 291. Then we have our fall quarter, heavy load. You can see all the points and the GPA units. And now we take that individual quarter information and we add it, and we're going to have new cumulative totals, which is my second red box. And so now we have 235.6 divided by 79 gives us a 298. And then you can see the example is as follows for the winter quarter. So your most end of the quarter, end of term cumulative points will be at the very last completed quarter. So in this scenario that I've picked, it's a winter 20 scenario. If you are looking at your current quarter, again, you'll want to go to all quarters and you can see through the last completed quarter, your cumulative totals, both grade points and GPA units. So now we're going to move into kind of the hypotheticals, but before we do so, I want to remind you that there's a helpful resource for kind of calculating, doing the work, the back end work, and that's the Ucsb Gpa Calculator. I have a screenshot out there for you. It is found on the Letters in Science Advising site, and so it is okay to use even though it's on their site. If you have questions, make sure you come to your college, but the actual tool itself is on the Letters in Science site, and that's okay to use. So this tool is useful for calculating possible quarter GPA. So you can see on the screen that the number of courses is variable. You can modify that, and there's a little update button. And then the right below that is where you can put the courses. The key pieces of information are the number of units and the possible letter grades. The course names aren't required, but can be useful if you're trying to play around a lot and keep yourself straight. So this we can also not only use for the quarterly information, but we could then use this for the hypotheticals about what a certain combinations of grades would do to your cumulative GPA. And although you could technically change that option number of courses, to 35 courses and manually enter in everything, there's a much faster and much easier way to do that. And so that's what we're going to turn our attention to next. So how to play the what if game. So I'm actually going to go ahead and change my share for a moment so that we can pull up that GPA calculator and you have a better sense of everything. So if we use these current totals that we've established on the previous screen, so you can see I've found the cumulative points, 286.7 and 97 GPA units. So that gives us a current cumulative GPA of 2.95. So what about scenario 1? Now, what will my cumulative GPA be if in 12 units this quarter, I earn an A minus, and a B plus? So to start this what if, we definitely have to know our current totals, right? Cumulative totals, which again, you can find in gold under grades and then all quarters, and you can find that at the bottom. And we're going to use the numbers that are on the screen. And then we're going to use the GPA calculator to find the values of these possible grades. So again, we're working with 12 units, letter graded units. I've got 3 courses on here on my GPA calculator. The courses, we don't have to put their names, but I will in this case. So let's say it's Chicano Studies 1A, CS 130, and CS 138. I know they're all 4-unit classes. And in this case, I've got a scenario of an A minus, and a B plus. And then I would hit calculate. And so this does the work for me rather than doing the individual calculations on my own. I can see that it would be a total of 44 grade points, 12 letter graded units, and my quarterly GPA would be a 366. So that's helpful information. We're going to hang on to this. In this scenario, though, we're interested in what these grades do to my current cumulative GPA of 2.95. And so then we're going to come over here. And we've got this established, our 286.7, our 97 GPA units. And so we already know that our current what if scenario gives us 44 more grade points and 12 more letter graded units. So what we're going to do on our calculator is our 286.7 plus our 44 letter graded units gives us 330.7 grade points. And then 97 units plus an additional 12 gives us 109 more or gives us 109 GPA units. Again, remember the simple math is grade points divided by letter graded units. So this 330.7 divided by 109 is going to actually then give us a GPA, raise our cumulative GPA to 3.03. So that's a possible scenario. All right, what happens if later in the quarter we come up with maybe a different scenario? You get a little bit more feedback and you're actually thinking, oh, I don't know that I'll get the A minus, B plus. I think maybe this time I'll still get an A in Chicano Studies, but maybe I get a B in the Comp Sci 130A and a B in the 138. What will that do to my GPA? And so remember, we're going to start, we still have to have our existing final cumulative totals with completed work. So in this scenario, our 286.7 and our 97. But now we're going to come up with our second group of grades, the A, B, and B, and we're going to hit calculate on our GPA calculator. And it's going to refresh and tell us, oh, okay, this time it is 40 total grade points, and we're still using 12 letter graded units. And so if you want the individual grade points per grade, they're here, but we can look at the total and the units. So now we come to our scenario 2 again, where we've already established our existing cumulative totals. And now with grades of A, B, and B, we're going to add 40 more grade points, and we're still adding 12 units. So 286.7 plus this time 40 grade points means 326.7. Nothing changes. We already know it's 109. We're adding 12 more letter graded units. So 326.7 divided by 109 equals a 2.99. So our cumulative GPA will be a 2.99 if we have scenario B grades of the A, the B, and the B. So a couple of pieces of information. This can get complicated, especially if you're repeating courses. If that's your situation, please, please, please reach out, consult an advisor. We can walk you through the ins and the outs of it. Again, don't feel like you have to calculate this on your own. We are here to help. It's fun. We like to do it. So please feel free to reach out. And if you're not sure how to get in contact with us, we do have drop-in hours on Zoom Monday through Friday from 2 to 4, or you can schedule an appointment with us using our Shoreline links. The links to access both of these are actually on the CoE website, which is on my screen here under academic advising. And you'll notice our Zoom is right here. And if you want to meet with one of us specifically, you can just click on book a virtual meeting, and that will take you to our calendars. So again, I hope this has been helpful for you. Feel free to use the tools that are at your disposal. But again, we're always happy to go over both individual GPA, quarter GPA calculations, as well as what might happen if you choose, if you are in this group of grades versus this group of grades, et cetera, et cetera. So feel free to get into contact with us. Thanks very much, and good luck to you this quarter.